right, let's move on to our next topic. There is commotion and tension in the economy over planned redesign of some Naira notes. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says 37 state governors are being monitored over their moves to launder stashed billions of Naira through table payments of salary to workers. According to the EFCC chairman, Abdulrasheed Bawa, the governors, 2 from the north and 1 from the south, are devising means to launder money they stashed in houses. He said raid on Bureau de Change operators will be sustained, urging Nigerians to support the system. Adewale, when you heard this story, what came to your mind?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind, was that I'm not surprised, because if you understand the way politics works in this country, you know that when election is drawing closer, a lot of cash move around. And the political actors, the governors, are some of the key political actors. So I think it should not be a surprise to us. And I also think the EFCC chairman, I don't expect him to release all the information at his disposal. He said there are 3 governors, 2 in the north, 1 in the south. I suspect there are more than that. But it's just been trying to be tactical, not to, to alert the main actors. And I believe the current chairman of EFCC will have done better, if not because of political influences. You can see the genuinity on the part of EFCC. In fact, since EFCC was created, we have been lucky to have people that are genuinely committed to dealing with the problem of corruption. But there are a lot of political influences that makes it very difficult for them to perform, optimum performance. So I think the EFCC should not just focus on the governance alone. The EFCC should look at collaborators. And also in the financial sector, they don't do it alone. They work with people in the financial institutions, the banking sector, they are collaborators. So we want to see what will happen, because the FCC said some of the governors want to use the money to pay salaries so that they will look for a way to recoup the money. Maybe give phantom contracts to some people to now set up some companies. So I think we would like the FCC to be more proactive. They cannot arrest the governor because of the section of our constitution that empowers them with immunity. But I think they are not free from criminal prosecution. And even you cannot prosecute them now. One day, keep the records, they are going to be out of power. So I think what the FCC has done, has said, is very good. But we want to see the end of this statement, whether those governors at the end of the day, we are going to know them, and we want to know what actions the FCC will take, either now or in the nearest future.
All right, Dari.
Right. For me, I don't know. The first question I want to ask is, EFCC and the CBN, I expect that there should be a synergy. I'm not saying that here. Because if CBN says we are changing the Naira or redesigning the Naira for the purpose of getting at some people who had stashed money away, and you are giving them almost 2 months. Between now, we have the whole of November, the whole of December, before the date fixed for the redesign by CBN. I think that's giving them ample time to correct whatever is wrong and save their fund. I recall one was young, but not too young to understand what was happening when Buhari redesigned Naira in the 80s. It was an impromptu thing. No warning. And then we could see the effect then. People were caught unawares. All you have to do is bring your money, and we'll give you new ones. So people who had what they ought not to have then had explanations to give. They were, but in this situation, I don't understand. I'm still trying to understand and agree with the rationales behind the change or redesigning of Naira. Because for all I know, if people have monies in their house now, they won't rush to take it to the bank. What they will do is change it to dollars. Nigeria's economy is so fluid that non-state actors can help you to do the transaction more than state actors. All they need to do is identify bureau de change. Give out these monies and expect dollars in return. All over the country, you now have POS operators who need cash. A well-coordinated attempt to transform these things into money into an account without going to the bank can be achieved using a network of POS operators. That's the way I'm looking at this issue, that we may, at the end of the day, not really achieve the desired end. Talking about EFCC, you told us 3 governors. I agree with Moye that it can't be 3 governors. They are just trying to, beg the issue so that those ones don't act faster than them. But even at that, mentioning 3 governors, if there are 12 governors, they have not named the 3 you are already watching. So all the 12 things, they are part of the 3. And what do? They will guard their loins. I am aware of a public office holder who, during the week, this past week, paid all his aides in cash. That's something he has not done in the last 16 years. But he paid all his aides in cash this time. That's the effect of Naira redesign. They are also finding, I'm sure he will instruct the wife and the mother and all relatives not to stop doing online transaction. If you need cash, come and take do the transfer to me. There are many ways to beat this trap. Why? Because we are living the space between when we want to take the action and when we announce is too much. People will get away with it. I felt that we could have packaged this better to achieve better results. But notwithstanding, if truly this will help bring down inflation, I'm yet to see that, because the moment people start changing Naira to dollar will go up again. So I don't know, but we are watching. This is a policy that is just taking off. We're already seeing signs that, yes, either it is good or it is bad. It is going to rock the boat. That we can't run away from the fact that this policy will rock the boat positively or negatively.
All right, so Adewale, how do we manage the tension this is creating in the economy?
Well, like my friend has said, any policy that has impact on everyone, this is a policy that has impact on everyone that lives in this country, you need to think about it deeply. Nobody, for me, for any policy that can ensure that you bring in more money in circulation into the financial system, because the CBN said about 80% of funds, are out there, not passing through the financial system. So, and I think that is very dangerous. It's not good for our fiscal stability. So the CBN should do everything possible to ensure that people bring back their funds. But you need to ensure the safety belts are in place. For instance, people don't have access to internet banking. Sometimes you want to get money from the bank. Sometimes a whole day, you are trying to battle with network. There are people who live in rural areas who have been used to transacting business in cash. For instance, there are some communities that if the next bank is about 50 kilometers away. So the CBN should ensure, that safety measures are put in place so that the unintended consequences, will not be too profound on the public.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.